So this big old bus of a thing is La Audi, and La Audi is in for its brakes doing, which is going to be subject to a separate video that'll be linked up here. The reason I haven't done that in this video is I've done it as a sort of a how-to video. You'll notice I've done a few of these on the channel because, well, they tend to do quite well because people like to know how to do things. And these cars are just getting to the sort of age where people want to do the repairs themselves because it's almost more money to take this for a set of brakes at Audi than the car is actually worth. So while it's up on the ramps, we've stuck it as high as it can go, and I want to take the under tray off because the under tray is held on by a number of sketchy and very rusty clips, and for about 6 months now I have had a bag of brand new clips for that under tray. So while it's on the ramps, might as well. Right here, we are under the car. I have got the under tray off, so it's mounted on a little clip here, a little clip there, one there that's missing the little metal bit that screws into. Got one in the subframe here, another one in the subframe that's the same on the other side, little one back there, and another one again on the other side. So I think I've got replacements for these, but they don't look too bad, believe it or not. So I might leave those. I have got some replacements of these, so definitely going to be able to replace the missing one and probably replace these crusty ones as well. And I've got all new screws to go into this, so hopefully we can get it all nicely remounted. So it's not perfect, but we've got screws back in there that connect the under tray to the arch liner. We've got missing screws replaced up here that connect the under tray not just to the subframe but to the front bumper. And then all bar one of the subframe bolts, because that one is rounded out in the chassis. There's not a lot I could do about that. Maybe put a riv nut in at some point. And then the original two at the back here have been replaced as well, which means we have a fairly secure under tray at long last. Right, next job in the workshop is to put tyre savers under the cars that are in here for winter. So I brought them in a couple of weeks ago. I haven't had a chance to do this. They don't roll onto the tyre savers annoyingly. So we're going to start the Bentley, get it warmed through, back it a couple of inches out, back it a couple of inches back in onto its tyre savers, and that should be good for the floor, so the tyres don't pull the new paint off the floor, and also just try and stop the bottom of the wheels going flat. There are definitely worse places to be. And you can see this is the radio I talked about I want to get rid of. But for now, we just want to get this thing started. 1 second. Ah, she goes. Been sat for a little while, so a bit of fuel pressure to build up. And she's purring away. Lovely jubbly. I was worrying on camera, it just looks like a bloody Christmas tree here, but you can't quite make out what's illuminated. It's very easy from inside the cabin. Don't worry about the brake pressure, it's got to do its lifty-uppy thing. Right, here goes. Will it go onto the wheel protectors is the question. Ooh, that'd be a no then. Right, try again, shall we? Say again. Well, it sort of half worked. Better than first time where it shot them out the back. So we've got the rears on. The fronts, unfortunately, we're going to have to jack. I'm going to leave the car running for a bit, get it nicely warmed through while we mess around with this. So yes, I know the car's dirty. I didn't manage to get it clean and a cover on it before it came in. And the weather's not conducive to cleaning it now, so it stays as it is. But you can hear that squeak, 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 squeak. So something rotating at the front of the engine. I presume probably the power steering pump is making itself known. It's letting us know it needs some attention. When does this car ever not need a fortune spending on it? Seriously. Now, as you know, The Fiat isn't running at the moment, so we did try and roll it and bump it onto these, but all it did is shoot the plastic that way. So we've jacked her up in the meantime, popped her onto a little wheel savers. So this should stop it pulling paint off the floor, because already where the Bentley has been, you probably can't see it now because it's underneath these, but it just pulled a few little bits of paint off. So we've got to be careful to do this on a regular basis. So the rest of the afternoon we've been messing around with this random piece of wood on the wall, because I want somewhere to charge all my drills, the impact gun, etc., without losing space in the workshop. So I have a desk or a little workbench that goes, stays put. How cool is that?
Now take it down.
We'll ignore the fact it's like a 3-man job to release all 4 hinges at the same time, but once it's up, it's pretty sturdy, so that's quite handy for charging drills and things. But he's somewhat amused by how difficult it is to put it back down.
A little bit.
It's all right. It's always better if it's easy to get it up. Okay, well, since that little workshop update, not an awful lot has happened in HQ 2.0, except work on the actual house. So as you can see, I have plenty of DIY tasks on the go, none of which are actually involving the cars. But I have done the video on swapping the radio out in the Bentley, which you will see next week. And as we are now sort of almost in spring, although the weather would tell you otherwise, we managed to go to our first car show, which was quite nice. We went to Race Retro down at Stoneleigh and just had a leisurely wander around. But I did capture some little bits of video of nice stuff whipping around the track, so I'm going to finish this video with some of those.
A few moments later.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.